I have a $1 billion idea and you can't see it. I mean, just let the weight of that statement hang in the air for a second. Imagine the pure, unfiltered frustration it actually takes to look your boss right in the eye and deliver a line like that. Today, we're unpacking an absolute masterclass in tension. It's this brilliant little snapshot of what happens when youthful, unbridled ambition collides with the rigid, suffocating walls of academic bureaucracy. Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are dissecting the $1 billion Walkout, which is this brief but incredibly tense script exploring what happens when paradigm-shifting innovation slams headfirst into academic pragmatism. By looking at the exact words on the page, we're going to uncover the hidden power dynamics, the clashing philosophies, and the precise moment an entire professional relationship just shatters. All right, Section 1, setting the stage. Inside the academic mess. Before a single word of dialogue is even spoken here, the physical setting is doing so much heavy lifting. The scene direction literally just reads, interior, university professor's office, day. A typical academic mess. It really paints a vivid picture, doesn't it? You can practically see the stacks of ungraded papers, the overflowing bookshelves, those dusty whiteboards covered in fading equations. This chaotic, disorganized environment, that is our battleground. It visually represents the establishment, just cluttered with years of accepted theories and traditional ways of doing things. And it's exactly in this suffocating atmosphere that our ideological clash takes place. So, let's look at our combatants. We've got Dr. James Williams, who the script explicitly notes is just 26 years old, and his postdoc advisor. And right now, they're locked in a heated discussion. I want you to really consider the power dynamic here for a second. In academia, that advisor-postdoc relationship, it's a rigid hierarchy. The advisor holds the keys to funding, to publications, in basically whether you get to eat next month. James represents raw, youthful brilliance, while the advisor is the ultimate gatekeeper. So when a 26-year-old enters a heated argument with the person holding their entire career in their hands, you know for sure the stakes are incredibly high.
Moving on to Section 2, the quantum computing clash, a technical disagreement. Now, what's really interesting about this is that these characters aren't arguing over who forgot to clean the coffee pot. They are literally debating the future of technology. The advisor's approach is heavily focused on error correction, which, in the context of this script, is presented as the safe, widely accepted path. But in stark contrast, James wants to improve the material to reduce incoherence. Rather than just managing inevitable errors like the advisor wants to do, James wants to fix the root cause of the problem at the material level. It is a fundamental, ground-up clash of scientific philosophies.
And James doesn't just mildly disagree here, he attacks the premise entirely. He states flat out, I consider the error correction approach to be a dead end. I mean, think about the absolute audacity of that statement. This 26-year-old is looking at his established superior and completely dismissing the universally accepted standard scientific method that the advisor is championing. He isn't offering a compromise. He's calling the life's work of the establishment a dead end. It's bold, it's pretty arrogant, and it sets the stage for a massive collision. Which brings us to Section 3. Pragmatism versus ambition. The core conflict. Okay, so we're moving beyond the raw quantum physics now, because honestly, the technical debate is actually just a mask for their underlying motivations. The advisor's rule of quantum computing is totally cynical and pragmatic. Error correction is where the money is. If you want to work on quantum computers, you need to fall in line. Notice he isn't even arguing the science with James anymore. He's arguing the economics. It's a deeply cynical approach focused entirely on securing funding and demanding obedience. Fall in line. For the advisor, it's all about compliance, not innovation. If we track the rapid escalation of this argument, it's actually fascinating how quickly it devolves. Step 1, we start with a purely scientific disagreement. Step 2, the advisor bypasses the science entirely and demands James fall in line for the money. Step 3, feeling totally professionally cornered, James expresses immense personal frustration, literally asking if the advisor even knows what frustrates him. And finally, Step 4, the advisor dismissively ignores him, which prompts James to just drop his billion-dollar secret. In 4 super quick steps, we go from peer-reviewed science to deep, bitter personal resentment. $1 billion. Look, this isn't about securing some meager academic grant or fighting for a minor publication credit. The ambition driving James is tied to world-changing, industry-defining stakes. To harbor a paradigm shift of this absolute magnitude, only to be told to abandon it and fall in line for safe, incremental funding, yeah, that is exactly what pushes him over the edge. Let's move to section 4 and see how this builds to a climax. The billion-dollar walkout. The breaking point.
So the tension has officially boiled over at this point. James just dropped this billion-dollar bomb on the room. And what does the advisor do? Does he ask to see the math? Does he ask for a proposal? No. He just acts as the immovable object of the academic establishment, stating simply, "I still think you are making a mistake." And James, who is basically this unstoppable force of innovation, realizes this environment will literally never nurture his ambition. He says, "I'm not." And since that's how you feel, you can almost hear the gears shifting in his head right here.
I quit. Just 2 words, the absolute climax of the scene. Now, in a traditional career path, this is basically professional suicide. You just don't walk out on your postdoc advisor, but James does. This tiny 2-word resolution changes both of their trajectories forever. James is now completely untethered, carrying a supposedly billion-dollar idea out the door with no lab, no funding, and 0 mentorship. And the advisor? He's just left sitting in his messy office, having demanded compliance at the cost of absolute brilliance. Which leaves all of us with a pretty massive, lingering question. Is James making a huge mistake driven by youthful hubris? Or did the advisor just let a billion-dollar paradigm shift literally walk right out of his messy office? I mean, really think about how many world-changing ideas might be trapped in academic bureaucracy right now, just waiting for someone brave enough to finally walk away. Keep questioning the establishment, and I'll catch you guys next time.